Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. I'm Simura here, and in today's video we are gonna be talking about the future. The future is obviously Street Fighter 6, and while it is a game that we know almost nothing about except that Luke and Ryu are in it, it appears to be a 1 versus 1 fighter as well, because there were rumors that it might be a tag game. Thankfully it appears to be 1v1, which I personally would much prefer for a Street Fighter game. And obviously recently we got the release of King of Fighters 15, and KOF 15 is one of these games who I am seeing a lot of people struggle with because of the execution element. If you didn't try out the game, King of Fighters in general is a lot more demanding from you than most of the modern fighting games. Combos are, I don't think they are like super difficult, but they will require some practice, especially to land in games. It's not that easy to combo from jumps. There is a lot of execution to even movement, something that you kind of see in Tekken, so like hopping and everything. You will need to practice that stuff a little bit. It just doesn't come as intuitive as just what you will find in a game like Street Fighter. And obviously Street Fighter 5 on the other hand is a game that has the image of being very streamlined, very micromanaged, where it's very obvious what you want to do, everything will lead. It's very obvious what you should be doing after what in Street Fighter 5, I will say. And obviously a lot of players, especially the older generation, happen to think that Street Fighter 5 is like a baby mode game, right? Like execution is so easy now in Street Fighter that it's baby mode game. I personally don't agree with that, to be honest, but it is an image that it's undeniable, right? Like you can't ignore that this is an image of the game in front of a lot of people's eyes. And it got me thinking, which direction should Street Fighter 6 be, right? Realistically speaking, right, if I'm being completely honest, there is a part of me that is worried that they might, realistically speaking, the game is probably gonna be easier than Street Fighter 5, right? Let's be completely honest here. This is the modern trend. We have a game like Guilty Gear Strive, right? And Guilty Gear Strive is such an easy fighting game, to be honest. At least it's easy for anyone to pick it up and just press medium slash or like slash heavy slash and do like 40%. It's so easy to feel good about yourself in that game, and that is why a lot of people actually like it. We have a game like DNF Duel that is coming up as well, and that game doesn't even have motions. We have Project L, which is obviously a very anticipated game. This one doesn't even have motions as well. So King of Fighters is kind of a dying breed. But if I'm being completely honest, I do enjoy the execution requirement of KOF. I do enjoy feeling good about my combo, knowing that I actually landed it, and it's something that took practice to do, right? Feeling good about your movement, being able to like do the hop or like super hop or whatever in command in the heat of the moment, landing these really big but super rewarding combos that feel good, right? And I know that I'm in a minority here. I am like the hardcore gamer, and that's why I do enjoy that challenge. It's kind of like it's a Dark Souls thing, where the game just being difficult is somewhat rewarding. But I will say KOF actually, because the supers, I think at least the level 3s and most of the really cool combos, like most of the stuff that is demanding is really cool looking. Like landing, for example, Leona's Moon Slasher into her grounded super feels really good, right? And the type of execution that I think is fun. For me, it's a lot more fun than one frame links. One frame links from Street Fighter 4 were some sort of like difficult execution, but I don't think it felt rewarding. For me at least, it didn't feel good. Not as good as what you are getting in a game like King of Fighters. Now obviously, let's go back to Street Fighter 6. It's a game that could go in either directions, and one of the things that I really like about Street Fighter 5 is that some of the characters were really expressive and had some really cool rewards for having execution mastery. Characters like Minat, for example, like Yurian, and thankfully one of these characters also happened to be Luke. I understand, and obviously if you play Street Fighter V right now, we are all waiting for the balance patch, and Luke is ridiculous, right? He is one of the best characters in the game, hands down. But one of the things that I really like about Luke is how Capcom handled execution with him, because thanks to his Flash Knuckle special and his V-triggers, there's actually a ton of variance on what you can do with him, and some of his combos are genuinely difficult, right? If you want to land the maximum damage stun combo, it will require having to charge up V skill 1, heavy punch flash knuckle, medium punch flash knuckle, EX flash knuckle into a fireball into a DP, right? It's a really fun combo. It looks easy, but it's genuinely difficult. A lot of Luke's juggle and getting the charges, like the half charge in middle of the combo, that stuff is actually genuinely difficult, but it is genuinely rewarding as well. It feels good, and this is a type of execution that I would personally love to see focused on in Street Fighter 6, right? I'm so used to saying Street Fighter 5 that I almost defaulted. Yeah, in Street Fighter 6. I would love to see characters have easy enough bread and butters that everyone can do. I don't want it to go the ultra easy, like no button input thing, but at least the basic bread and butters should be the regular Street Fighter 5 difficulty, right? Where it's like 3 frame links or whatever, right? Like something that is easy enough but still will require you to pay attention and kinda practice, but you will get it down in like 30 minutes or like 10 minutes for others. But I would love to have some really difficult, rewarding execution elements to the game. Maybe it's something that I know a lot of players may not agree with, or others may want the Street Fighter 4 methods of like I want 1 frame link backs, and I don't really like that. I thought they were ridiculous and honestly not fun. Like they are not the most fun, difficult execution elements, right? I would much rather having something like KOF where it's like really fun motions, or like specific cancels, or like timing to specific juggles, or like you have to charge this for a while. Like these are fun elements, while 1 frame links, honestly, I don't really enjoy. Let me know what you are, what would you want to see from Street Fighter 6? Do you think it's a game that should be challenging? Right? Would you like to see it be a step up from Street Fighter 5 and go into the more of the hardcore direction? Or do you, I mean like me, expect it to be easier, but how easy should we go, right? I personally would be really disappointed, and I know this sounds elitist and I'm really not, but I would honestly be really disappointed if the game ended up being buttons for specials fighter. And I really hope it doesn't come to that, but we will see. I really can't wait for the summer to find out more about the game. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment, it helps the channel so much. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon page, the Discord server and Twitter pages in the description below. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.